So you remember before how I was all like, oh, I can't get stuck in Williams. I gotta burn rubber through northern Arizona. I don't wanna get trapped here. As much as I love it, I gotta keep going. Well, today I woke up in Williams, but it's not my fault. It's the Sometimes vlog. Look, they got them everywhere. It's a vlog that happens sometimes. Yes, today I'm in Williams, Arizona. Again, I was gonna burn rubber through the state of Arizona, like I said. Hey, Smokey. By the way, it turns out that he was talking to me. Only I can prevent forest fires. No, I was going to burn my way through northern Arizona, blast my way along Route 66 and get out of the state. But then I thought, I'll go north to the Grand Canyon. It's just an hour there and an hour back. I'll just go for 5 minutes. But then once I was there, I wanted to show you guys the sunset. You saw that in the other vlog. What you didn't see is when I went back to the car, I went to the little general store in the national park. I bought some ice. I put half a bag of ice in the cooler. I have a little tiny cooler, and I thought, I don't want to waste the other half of this ice. I should go take it back up to the general store and then give it away just in case somebody needs ice. You know, I'll be a nice guy. I'll give away half of the ice. And then I locked myself out of the car. I locked myself out. Turns out that the Nissan Versa, if you put the key in the ignition and close the doors, it locks itself. So the smart car made an idiot out of me. Well, after spending that hour or hour and a half or however long it was in the freezing cold, I made my way down the hour-long drive back to Williams to get to the interstate, during which I almost hit an elk, got pulled over by the police and was wondering, was I speeding? And like, no, you weren't speeding, just we wanted to warn you that you might hit some elk. That's a very beautiful sound, isn't it? Dung, 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 dung. Anyway, by the time I got here, it was already like 11:30 at nighttime, and I was just so tired that as much as I wanted to just keep driving and burn my way through a whole bunch of stuff, I had to edit the vlog, which took me till 3:30 in the morning, and I was just done. I was done. So today is the day I am going to burn my way through northern Arizona and only stop very briefly at things. But like I said, hopefully I'll be back soon. All right, it's time to get in the car and shut up and drive. The moral of the story for yesterday is things do not always go according to plan. You can't always control your circumstances, but you can control your reaction to them. So by the time that I was like halfway back to Williams last night, I was like, I'm just gonna go with the flow, and whatever happens, happens. The vlog got edited, the vlog got uploaded. I'm still on a cool road trip. Owlie's still here, and I guess we're back on speaking terms, sorta, even though he was sitting in the car the whole time I was locked out and he wouldn't open it. He just kept staring out the window. Thought it was really funny, didn't you? Yeah, owl jerk. I was driving down the highway there, and I just noticed this car on a pole in this field here. You see that hawk? As I was pulling over the car right there to take a look at this, I saw that hawk dive, boom, into this field. And he must have missed something. Uh-oh, bummer. Anyway, I just wanted to look at this thing. There's like a auto towing yard or something behind it, but this is just randomly on the side of the highway. I just pulled over to take a picture of it. Saw that hawk dive bombing and doing whatever. And what I realized is I am super grumpy. I need to do something to cheer me up. Luckily, I think there's something that might cheer me up right over the road. Hello there, deer. I got the souvenir feeding the deer cup and came here to the Arizona deer farm. And now I have lots of new friends. Look at all these deer. Oh dear. Did you know that deer make noise? They're all making this crazy noise. Ah! They've stolen the feed cup. It's a deer feeding frenzy. Look at this. I'm touching the deer. They keep trying to bite my shirt and like eat me, but now I've dropped the souvenir cup. Oh look, he's got the cup. He's got the cup. We'll get the cup back later. Hey you, give me my cup back, you. Thank you. Mary is introducing me now to Gracie. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Here you go, Gracie. Oh.
Nothing like a camel kiss.
I'm petting a camel. There's nothing like a camel kiss? I believe you. She's not gonna spit on me, is she?
Oh no.
Okay, she's a polite camel. That's good. She's a dromedary.
We love you.
She's not too much drama though, is she? Oh.
No.
Look at her lips. Camel lips. Okay, Mary says Gracie loves men. She won't bite my face off. I'm really scared. I've been kissed by a camel. No woman will ever kiss me again. Look at
Quilliam and his sister is Pocahontas.
Quilliam and Pocahontas. I get it, Pocahontas. I see what you guys did there, and I approve. This deer farm is only 8 miles from Williams, so I didn't get too far so far. This is the coolest thing ever. She says if I wait until the kids are done with their field trip, I can pet the porcupine. As tempting as it is, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stick around that long, but I pet a deer today, and I guess the camel, which is weird. Oh my gosh. Miniature horse. I don't think I've ever talked about this on the vlogs before, but I love miniature horses. I think I've only ever got to touch them like twice in my entire life. But there was this girl in my high school whose family had a ton of miniature horses, and they would always bring them to like assemblies and weird things, and we weren't allowed to touch them, but we were only allowed to look. I always want to touch some mini horses, and I can't. Ooh, look at the deer farm has reindeer back there. This is so weird because I didn't know that reindeer shed their antlers, but apparently they shed their antlers every year. The men and the women reindeer, the male, the boys and the girls, they both have antlers, but they shed them. I'm learning. Back inside of the main deer pen. Look at these little guys. Look, they're all looking at me, but they don't know whether to go forward or whether to go back. It's because they can see I don't have the food cup. They know I have no food, so they're chilling back there. Luckily, I happen to have a quarter. Oh, sure, now you're getting interested. I can see you back there creeping. I see you, greedy. Come on, it's okay. No? Not hungry? Not hungry. Here, these kind of deer right here, they are way less scared of the children. I don't know what the difference between this deer and the other deer is, but these ones, they're not afraid. These spotted deer, they are greedy. That's it. That's it. Sorry, guys. I don't have any more food. Have you ever noticed up close, deer just look like very large goats? This one was trying to eat you guys. He thought you were food. Oh look, the whole herd is coming. The whole herd is coming because they know the children are near. They can sense those souvenir cups. I was gonna show you the miniature donkey, but then I noticed this fella, this guy right here. Does anybody know what this is? This looks like a cross between a zebra and a donkey. Some sort of weird mule of the zebra. A zebra mule, as mule. Hi friends, sorry, no souvenir cup for you this time. Keep a moving. Mary says that was a zonkey over there, so I was right. It was a donkey and a zebra. I'm super smart. Okay, a lot of people were sad that Disneyland had to get rid of their goats. People really like seeing those goats in vlogs and pictures and in person. Well, how about some African pygmy goats? Hello, tiny little goat. This is the littlest goat ever. And it's probably, I'm guessing, not a baby because it says African pygmy. Oh, hello, hello. Hello there, madam or sir or small. They're so friendly. Oh, they're licking me. I think they've accepted me as one of their own. I think they know that I'm an African pygmy. Yeah, I'm just a goat like you. Oh, you're licking. Come here, little goat. This goat really likes to lick. I don't even have any food. They're just like super affectionate and nice. They're so cute. What, are you licking my pants now? He tastes like wiping off all the Cheetos puffs yesterday. Oh, new friends. Oh dear, how will I ever leave? He who has the corn has the power. Hello, my little friends. Oh dear, I think I've wandered into a bad neighborhood. Hello, madam. Excuse me. Well, pardon me. Oh, corn does not last long in these parts. No, no, no. I spent so much time with the deer, I didn't even notice that there's like a couple of bison back there. Some friggin' buffalo. We are going into the porcupine habitat. Oh, that looks scary. Okay, she says it won't hurt me as long as I walk very calmly. Okay. Come here. Oh, that's just a little bit. There is a porcupine, a live porcupine in my lap. Very weird. I just touched a porcupine's face. Oh, hello, madam.
They're brother and sister. They're litter mates.
Okay, so Quilliam here is a boy. And what's the other one's name? I forgot already.
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
Oh. There you go. Okay, get down.
They're the friendliest porcupines I've touched this week.
Rabbit.
You are like a giant hamster. That's very scary. Very scary. Oh,
They
goodbye.
are rodents. So they have like the beaver face.
Uh-huh. Also very curious. You're very curious about this, aren't you? Yes. Those are people in there. Very small people in the magic box. Oh, they're not gonna bite me, are they? I'm in a thing with porcupines. I'm worried about getting bitten. Not quilled, I guess. Okay. Please don't hurt me. I'm going to stand up very slowly. Ah. Ooh, so that's what they stick in you, huh?
That's what would hurt.
That is so sharp. Wait, so these live around here in the wild?
We do have porcupines, but they're not like this. These are African.
Oh, okay. You just touched their quills.
Yes. Barbs or no barbs.
You just pet that like it was nothing.
Oh.
These are little spears.
I've been poked a few times.
Oh my god.
I haven't learned my lesson yet.
No big deal. Okay. I'm now leaving the porcupine habitat. This is a Patagonian cavy, which
That's Shirley.
I did not know existed. Hi, Shirley. Hello, Shirley. Are they
She's
purring?
pickier. They do like a guinea pig sound.
Oh my gosh. It sounds like they're purring. Hello. Hello. That's so weird. Mary just said people ask if they're jackalopes. Yes. But they've been harvested. Their antlers have been harvested.
It's coming out. She's popping.
Look at,
Is it safe, Mommy?
there's a baby in there. There's a baby in there. If it's a boy, you guys should name him Rocco, after the wallaby from the cartoon.
Oh,
Rocco's Modern Life. Look at
Rocco.
little baby
Minnie's
wallaby.
cute.
Look at that little tiny head. That is so weird. A two-headed wallaby.
We'll let them give them space.
There's
This is
another
Irwin.
wallaby? What'd you say, Irwin?
Uh-huh.
Like Steve Irwin?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
Of course.
It's a wallaby. Oh,
We had a Bindi, an Irwin, and a
is
Dundee.
he gonna kick me? He looks upset. Hello, Irwin.
Her eyes glow.
Okay.
Hi, buddy.
So there's an albino one over here. Oh, that is literally terrifying. The albino wallaby's name is Hope, which is a strange name for this wallaby, as it will now haunt my nightmares forever. If that
Yeah,
popped out of a
inside it
forest,
looks
I would be scared. Just saying. Hello, Hope, please.
She's a sweet girl, though.
Please don't haunt me. If I touch Irwin, will he get angry?
No.
He looks so curious. Hello, Irwin. How you doing, buddy? Please don't bite me. Oh, hello, Mr. Wallaby. Sniff, snifferino, snifferoo. Oh, hey, buddy. I just pet a wallaby. I did it.
So
I can die
he'll be-
happy.
He'll be as big as his daddy over on the other side.
Okay, so that's
But they do fight. They try to fight through the fence.
Oh, really? So
Uh-huh.
the dad and Irwin over here, they don't get along. Much like teenagers and their fathers the world over. I feel for you, buddy. It's okay. You're so cool looking, and you're so curious about the camera. You should be a model, bro. You look good. You look great on the camera. Look at, no, just a hand. Whoa, that's so cool. We got a pig over here and a couple of monkeys. No big deal. Just a couple of marmosets. I had just marmoset my heart on touching these little monkeys, but she let me know that they bite. There's a lot more rare animals here than I expected, but the rarest, most impressive animal of all is in the gift shop. Look at, they are real. I knew it. They all said I was crazy, but I knew it. A majestic unicorn. The deer farm, right outside of Williams, Arizona. One of the best stops I've ever made in my life. Now we gotta go away from the deer and out of the pine trees and the mountains and the beautiful snow and whatnot, and down into the sun-scorched desert of northeastern Arizona. Welcome to the thriving Route 66 metropolis of Two Guns, Arizona. Pretty famous old abandoned Route 66 trading post. This more modern gas station was probably the last thing to survive, and even this has been gone for quite a while now. Looks like it's become more of a pit stop for street art than gasoline these days. I was feeling something sharp in my pocket, and then I remembered that the lady back there, Mary, gave me a porcupine quill as a souvenir. She probably wasn't the smartest thing to keep it in my pocket, but I've suffered the consequences. Look at this. Nothing going on in here. Wait a minute, or is there? Strange symbols abound here. Trust Jesus, or evade Jesus, or trust Jesus. But wait. Oh my gosh. I think the Illuminati might have been. Oh, meow, meow. I don't know if it's safe to be in here, you guys. Oh, I think it's the lair of the beast. It could be a risk. Oh. I got my porcupine quill to defend myself with. Oh, wait. Kimmy, Mary, Kermie, and Bonnie were here. So it's probably fine. There's always a lot of rocket ship paintings in places like this. All I can think of are the words of C-3PO. My, what a desolate place this is. Crazy that people used to live and work here every day. There used to be people here working, filling up tourists' gas tanks with that beautiful, beautiful sweet gasoline, selling them ice and candy and soda and whatnot. Man, this place is really falling apart. That's not terrifying at all. It's easy to forget. Ooh, there's some barbed wire on the ground. That's fun. What a fun thing to trip over. Easy to forget that fuel efficiency didn't used to be the way it is now, and you had to stop for gas a lot more often. After World War II, everybody was moving west to California, and so a lot of people, millions and millions and millions and millions of people every year would come this way by car. Cowboys and Indians were all the rage on TV. The Old West was super popular. So of course people wanted to stop and see the sights and pull over and buy like an arrowhead. But now, barely anybody stops in Two Guns and no one lives here. But this lizard, who is super good at push-ups. A lot of people are familiar with those KOA campgrounds of America. Those were a big thing on Route 66 too, because when cars first started traveling across the US, roads were a lot like this, if not a lot muddier and even crazier, and this was all pretty much still wilderness. You figure that Route 66 itself was started in like the 20s, I think. Like that's only 30 or 40 years after like crazy Wild West gunslingers and the OK Corral and all that kind of stuff. When people started traveling by car out here, they were camping. They were camping out. Not only does this have a camp with a K and the classic A-frame building shape, but the fact that right next door to this big main camp building, there's a swimming pool makes me think that this was indeed a KOA campground. Could be wrong, but probably. Been out here a lot of times on tour. Whenever I was with my band, we pull our van up here and just kind of wander around. And I have actually pulled off at Two Guns before and pulled up here and seen random people skateboarding in this pool before, which is pretty cool. Is that Bruce Lee? Bruce Zebra. I don't think that this main building is long for this earth now. Most of the plywood roofing of this patio has come off and the beams are starting to sag significantly. Highly, highly doubtful that anyone's ever gonna come along and restore this place. So we're looking at a piece of roadside history that is not long for this earth. Literally, as I was just about to turn around and head towards the car, another car pulled up, and it looks like we actually have a couple of skateboarders. How often do you guys come out here?
Like once a week.
How far is that from Flagstaff? Like an hour or something?
30 minutes.
That's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, dude.
These guys are keeping Two Guns alive, pretty much single-handedly. They could rename the town Two Boards. Some of the road workers that were blocking the way actually moved their trucks for me so I could get down here and show you a little bit of the older part of Two Guns. It's one of the older and crazier and more visually interesting old school Route 66 attractions in Arizona. If you have time, I would definitely Google the history of Two Guns for sure. You'll see a lot of pictures of this part online because it's the easiest to get to. This is where they used to keep the mountain lions and other animals. And I'm hoping I don't run into any of the animals like the Gila monster or the, poisonous, venomous rattlesnakes around here. I'm not an expert on Gila monsters or where they live or other venomous creatures, but I do know that this is prime snake territory, at least by looks, the looks of it. You can see a lot of the ruins of two guns built around this canyon here. Canyon El Diablo, or just Canyon Diablo, I think. It's the Devil's Canyon, so we don't want to be spending too much time here. Here you go. You can see the collapsing remains of different animal habitats here. It's been actually so long since I've been here and so long since I've read up about it. I forget what kind of animals they had here, but there were a lot of different ones. More recently, we have broken auto glass down here, so I don't know what was going on, but I don't think I want to know. Oh yeah, look at this. Canyon Diablo. Look at the old bridge there. Sketchy. This is the type of place I want to come back with my other cameras and a little, you know, more research and all that stuff and do a full-on random land video of right here, Two Guns, Arizona. I love things like this. Look at this, look at this track right here. What the heck is that? There are no human footprints in that mud anywhere near those tracks. So if those are dog tracks, I'm guessing that is not a domesticated dog. You don't think any of the old mountain lions could still be out here, do you? Here we go out onto the bridge. Crazy. Crazy. Normally I'm sketched out by being on old rickety bridges, but the pavement has come apart so much and it's all gravelly that it just feels like I'm walking on the dirt. There we go. From what I understand, most Native American cliff dwellings and stuff were built into canyons like this because they offered the most protection from the wind and obviously the sun and all the other elements. Also, judging from the greenery here, it's probably one of the only places you're gonna find water would be in canyons like this. But I love that a lot of the old buildings just throughout the West, and especially on Route 66, the very older ones, the early ones, are all built out of the same materials that the Native Americans would have used, like the rocks around this area and also adobe in a lot of places. And it's pretty cool to see stuff like this. Even though this was like a tourist attraction, people drove up to this in their cars, it looks like ancient ruins or something, you know? And we don't want to be dismissive of the fact that indigenous Americans have been here for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. But in terms of us Anglos, us Europeans and our Western society and way of thinking and all that kind of stuff, we haven't been here that long. So this really isn't really that old in the scheme of things. I mean, I've seen older things in France, but for the old West in Route 66, that's old. That's old. So growing up in California, everything was built in the 50s. So you see something from the 20s, you're like, wow, the 1920s? Hot diggity dang! Well, for now, farewell, Canyon Diablo. We will remember your kindness. Just step over the barbed wire to leave here. At one point in the early days of barbed wire, it was known as the Devil's Rope. I'm gonna jump over this really quick. There's even a Devil's Rope Museum in Texas on Route 66, which hopefully we'll see on this trip, but not if I don't keep going to get out of Arizona. All right, let's go. I was just thinking to myself, I wonder if some people who show up here are disappointed because they don't see any guns. For those of you who are disappointed that there weren't more guns here, I'll give you two guns. I'll give you this gun and this gun. Come on. Down this dusty road a couple of miles away is a massive, huge crater left by a meteor. And I don't have time to stop there, so I wasn't gonna mention it at all, but I needed to pull off the highway and get some ice and gas at this gas station right here. Look at it. This gas station is also the office of the Meteor Crater RV Park back there, and it's known as the Epcot of the Southwest. Actually, it's totally not known as that at all, but it's cool, right? It looks like a spaceship. Like a spaceship Earth? What the heck is that? Wait till you see the inside. What'd I tell you, huh? Super futuristic. Gonna grab some ice, some more soda, maybe some water, these postcards, and maybe some Christmas ornaments while I'm at it. No, it's too soon to be getting more Christmas ornaments. Besides, I know where to find them if I need them. I don't have $26.60 for it. But somebody out there does. Come and get it. I got this water because I've never heard of it before. I figure it's like a spaceship thing. You gotta get it. Also, besides looking like Spaceship Earth, the RV park here at Meteor Crater, this dome is supposedly, at least the people inside think so, the inspiration behind Fillmore's little area in the movie Cars. So another Cars reference right here, the Pixar movie. You been to Cars Land at Disney California Adventure, you will see a building very much in this shape, although much more brightly colored. Not only was John Lasseter inspired to create Cars because of a trip with his family down Route 66, but in preparation for the story and animating it all, the whole Pixar team took like a big crazy trip up and down Route 66. So I'm sure they did actually see this place. So it is very possible. Way off in the distance to the north, you can start to see terrain that kind of looks like Monument Valley, you know, those big peaks in the old westerns. That whole area of Four Corners, Monument Valley, southern Colorado, northwestern New Mexico, Navajo Nation, Pueblo Indians, Anasazi ruins, all that. It's not something that I'm actually that familiar with. It's one of the few areas of the country I haven't explored all that much. Here's a place I passed for years and never stopped at before. This is the old Meteor City trading post. And their very giant dream catcher is still intact along the side of I-40. This is one of those places that you see as you're passing by and it's like way too late to exit, but this time I was prepared. I was like, I am gonna stop at that Meteor City place for sure. Just think that once you could get powwow blankets here for $5. I don't think we call them that anymore though. Obviously at one time they had some sort of livestock out here as well. Doesn't look like anything's living in these teepees, but I don't really want to go in and find out. I am out here all alone, so a rattlesnake bite to me would probably not be helpful. Look at this. This is kind of harsh, but I like this. Look on this teepee. Look at the graffiti there. What tribe? That's a very good question. A place like this with the teepees, that was, I think, the Northern Plains Indians that used to live in teepees like that. The Indians in the Southwest, or the Native Americans rather, did not really live in things like that. They had crazy cliff cities, and some of them had stone and adobe buildings, two-story buildings, and lived in cities, you know? There's a great book called 1491 about America before Columbus that is a great read. It kind of completely destroys all of your preconceived notions about Native Americans and indigenous peoples in the Americas. If you get a chance, I highly, highly recommend it. Inside this old concrete dome, it looks like there's still a lot of stuff left over from its days as a trading post. Must have been pretty cool in its heyday to come in this giant dome and see whatever the heck was in here. It really sucks that people have to smash and destroy everything, because you almost guarantee that the place will never, never, never be able to reopen as anything. So please, if you ever come to some place like this, like, don't smash stuff. Come on, man. It's just rude. Also, I think we better be going because it looks like, dun dun dun, some guy named Satan was here. This is probably his place. And I guess he was really, really bored, so he left. But if he comes back, I don't want to be here when he comes back, so let's go. I appreciate like kitschy, old school stuff like this, and like the old Indian feathers and teepees, stereotypes and stuff like that. Like, I appreciate it for what it is. It's a piece of our past, and it represents an era in America where there was all this optimism and going out west and all this different stuff. But at the same time, like, I'm glad it's kind of a thing of the past, the whole like stereotyping an entire group of people, or actually many groups of people, into this one TV image of what a Native American is. Like, I usually completely avoid talking anything that's even remotely political or anything like that in these videos. But let's not kid ourselves here. The Native Americans, the Indigenous Americans, the First Nations people, the people that were here before the Europeans came, have really gotten shafted over the years, like in a lot of ways. And no, that's not an arrow pun. And things like this are not the most sensitive thing in the world to, you know, take a whole group of people's land and then fill it with more and more people and then start putting up stuff like this, like, hey, look at this thing you guys used to live in that you totally didn't. I mean, I never know what the rules are, and I'm gonna say Indian a lot of times and forget what I'm saying, and I don't know what, you know, I don't know how to be the most politically correct or sensitive person in the entire world, but I'm just saying, these people have been royally screwed over a lot of times, a lot of different ways, and yeah. Welcome to Winslow, Arizona, home of many fine abandoned and semi-abandoned and still active Route 66 gems, and also, of course, you know, the place Admiral Akbar retired to and opened up a little shop for himself. Old Route 66 cuts right through the heart of old Winslow, and there's all kinds of cool, amazing old architecture and stuff. Some of it looks a little bit murdery and blah, but for the most part, it's all really cool stuff like this. 10,000 nice people welcome you to Winslow, snake dance country. Hey, what the heck is a snake dance? Something tells me this is not it. That might be it. Well, as much as I really want to know what the heck a snake dance is, whew, nice Mustang, I don't have a lot of time today, so of course I have to come to Winslow to the one thing that everybody else comes to Winslow, Arizona for. To stand on the corner. You know the song, I was standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. Such a fine sight to see. When a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford. Something, something, you know the rest. Given that this little corner was set aside for tourists in 1999, I highly doubt that this was the corner in mind in the lyrics of the song. Also, you will not find a reference to the band that actually created that song anywhere. You'll see Taking It Easy, Plaza, and Standing on the Corner, Foundation, all this stuff, but you will never see the name of the group over here. However, they've done a pretty good job of making it plausible that this was the corner. Look, they got a flatbed Ford out here, and they got a mural with this lady in it. It's the girl, my lord. And just in case you were wondering what happens after the song, they've taken care of that upstairs in the murals, you can see. And you want to know how the band knew? Because apparently they were peeping in one of the windows. The Eagles are peeping Toms! Out of all of like the crazy cliff dwellings and natural things and historical monuments and deer farms and all these crazy roadside attractions and abandoned buildings and stuff that I've seen along the side of the highway, I end up seeing more people on the side of the road in Winslow, Arizona, where literally nothing happened except they put up a plaque and people like to remember that song. Like, I just heard one of these guys a second ago like, dang, that's the exact truck from the song. None of those. Nothing right there is from the song. Just let's get that clear really quick. But good for Winslow, because they took advantage of their name being in one very popular song and turned it into a total revitalization of their downtown historic district. A lot of their old buildings are gone. In fact, this is actually just a wall, not a whole building anymore. But because of that song and the town taking advantage of that song, they've managed to save a lot of the other older buildings, and they are full of little cute Route 66 businesses now. Like when you drive through the rest of the town, the number one type of business that I saw, other than old seedy and down on their luck motels, was smoke shops. So if you can do anything to pull those people off of the interstate and down into downtown Winslow, Arizona, good for you. All right, now we gotta go stand on the corner with all the other tourists, because that's our job. All right, we're doing it. Standing on the corner, just taking it easy. Right here in Winslow, Arizona. I did it. Actually, I've been to Winslow, Arizona about a dozen times, and every time I've stood on that corner before. So, full disclosure, it doesn't completely impress me anymore. But what does impress me is this freaking giant guitar right here. Thank you, Winslow. Did I just blow your mind? Sorry. I just know how to rock. All right, time to say goodbye to 10,000 nice people and make our way back to the car and onwards towards New Mexico. I don't have powwow blankets on there yet, but I do sell sweet hats and t-shirts at livefastdiepoor.spreadshirt.com, and I have a Patreon, Justin Scard, and I have another YouTube channel, Live Fast Die Poor, where I do all kinds of other crazy videos. So I've got all this other stuff to check out. Just one more thing to show you in Arizona. And here it is! Does this look familiar to you? If you've ever been to Cars Land or seen the movie Cars, this will be familiar to you. And if you're a Route 66 aficionado on any level, this will definitely be familiar to you. It's the old sign for the Jackrabbit Trading Post. This right here is a piece of vintage Route 66 history for sure. Jackrabbit is one of those places where there was all the advertisements down the highway. Jackrabbit's coming up, the Jackrabbit Trading Post is coming up, we got this, we got that, we got this and the other thing. And when you finally got here, you hit the famous billboard. Here it is! This thing is pretty impressive. Less impressive is the building for the actual trading post, but almost all the little trading post buildings on the old highways, they all pretty much look like that. Inside though, they got all kinds of treasures in here, including a whole Route 66 room with all their personal artifacts, and you can sign the guest book in there, and it's very, very cool. bar none, the best thing about Jackrabbit is obviously that logo, the here it is, rabbit logo. That thing is so cool that I'm surprised I never got it tattooed on me at any weird point. But if there's one other thing that's super awesome about this place, it's this, the giant, rideable, enormous Jackrabbit. Now this is how you take a fun pic. I'm doing it! I'm having fun! What a fun one! Jeez! Whew. Smooth as glass. All right, guys, for Arizona, that's about it. Not because I don't want to see and do every other little tiny thing there is to do in this entire state, but I have to be moving on towards New Mexico. So please remember, I have hats and t-shirts of my own for sale at livefastdipolar.spreadshirt.com. I also have a Patreon account, Justin Scard. You can get at me on Twitter, Justin Scard. I see less of it while I'm traveling around, of course. And Instagram, livefastdipolar, and all that other kind of stuff down in the description. My other YouTube channel, livefastdipolar, and all that stuff. But finally, at long last, here it is, the end of this vlog.